This meeting is being recorded.
50 metres to go by about a length and a half. Tuvalu getting off its heels, and I'm Thunderstruck right down the middle at the clock tower. I'm Thunderstruck moves up, lays in, takes the lead from Japery, Tuvalu, Basawa, Divine Diosa, but I'm Thunderstruck storms away, and I'm Thunderstruck trotted in 3 lengths. Tuvalu, Photo third.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Whispers Racing Podcast. We will be previewing races 6, 7 from Flemington, a few bets around the grounds, trial trackers. We'll try our best to get 4 legs this time of the multi, and more importantly, Pineapple of the Week. As always, I'm joined by Matty. How are you, Matty?
Going well, Wim. How are you, mate?
Yep, going well. Who would have thought 12 months ago we would have seen I'm Thunderstruck winning?
Well, why are you playing a replay of the spring? We're midwinter racing, and you've got On Thunderstruck and Tuvalu. Surely they didn't race this time last year.
Mate, they certainly did. They, I just thought I'd go back 12 months ago, see what ran, as I always do, and have a little laugh at a few of the runners, how they're going now. But, he popped up and pissed in. I'm Thunderstruck.
Any other Group 1 runners running around this time last year?
If you told me that meeting would bring out a Group 1 winner, I would have laughed, except I'm Thunderstruck. But believe it or not, when I dived into another race, Sierra Sue ran 4th, beaten by Bartholomew Diaz. So I'm wondering, is there any potential Group 1 winners out of this meeting like last year?
Well, that's what we're doing here. We're here to find winners, and they might not be winners for right now, but they're winners that we'll keep an eye on moving forward, and that's the beauty of the off-season racing.
Yeah, that's it. It's always good to have a look 12 months ago, and there was a Group 1 winner out of 12 months ago.
Very good find.
Yep. Last week wasn't our best day. These days happen, but we will put it behind us. We move forward, we learn, and now we'll just tip the card, I reckon, this week.
As we did say, and we did mention at these off-season races, we don't need to put the full bank down. They are days that we are potentially looking for horses that we're going to be following further down the track. So, look, we weren't completely off the mark, but fair to say, not too many winners.
No, Caulfield played pretty funny. I didn't think they expected it to be a soft 7. Some suggestion it was a heavy 8 towards the home straight. So, played wonders the track. The inside I thought was place to be. Then it looked off. Then it was on. Then it was off. There were just some really smart rides. You had to be up on pace, which we indicated. A couple of ran on like Lyrical Lad, but the likes of Inundation going under shocked me.
No, absolutely. Look, I think you'll definitely see that go out for a spell now. Looked like it got to around about the 200 metre mark and then definitely had enough. So whether we see it in the spring, whether they keep it for the autumn, we were saying earlier, you put that round Mooney Valley over 1,000 metres, and I can't see too many horses beating it if it comes back in decent condition. Look, they might put it out for 3 months, and we might see it in October, November. But we'll wait and see on that.
Yeah, it's listening to a few experts that I rate, and a lot of people saying 1,000-metre races up to 1,100. Did that play a part? Did the conditions play a part, sitting that wide? I just thought the ride was a bit funny too. I think Jai tried to look after him as much as he could. He didn't let it really unleash, so it was his wheel spinning. So if it got beaten, say, 3 lengths, I'd be worried. But it got beaten a long way, so clearly an issue. So come back better. And, looking forward to see if he's better than a 1,000-metre horse.
And just finally, Worm, a big call out to Butch Bourne, who had his first city winner in quite a long time. And I know we did mention it in the preview. Joe San, back-to-back wins. I wasn't on board. It was in my quaddie, and hopefully people did get it in the quaddie. It was within our top 4. I went my two top picks just for a place, and they ran 4th and 5th. So giddy up.
Plus, you did mention, and it was good. You did say that he doesn't bring him for nothing. So the clue was there, punters. So if people followed in, well done. If you didn't like Matty did, bad luck. There's always this week. Move over to the Pineapple. Yeah, Oxley Road. Oh, don't know. I think it was just plain disappointing. Trainer and jockey were saying before the race it wouldn't handle the conditions. The trainer still ran it. I was hearing them make noise on RSN at about 10 a.m. Saturday morning saying, oh, we don't think it handles the soft. So the red lights were already there. I thought they were just trying to make excuses just in case, but I don't know. Get it back on a good track in 2 weeks or a week's time would be interesting, but maybe it needs to be gelded. I don't know. There's better people than me out there, but I don't know if I can be diving in its next start. So disappointing. I apologise, punters, but that is punting. Buying shares, Matty, you got any?
Yeah, going up to Sydney for a few that I liked, a couple of winners that I'll be putting into the portfolio moving forward. Conscript. It's a 4-year-old gelding sprinter, won over 1,100 metres on the weekend. Moving through the grades really nicely. So one that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Might not be one that we back every start, but we'll see where it gets placed. And definitely one that is in the black book. And the second one, Kazazawa, a 3-year-old gelding in the Godolphin stable with Cummings. Also moving through the grades nicely. Hasn't really run a bad race. So also another one that I'm going to keep an eye on. I think we're going to see those two horses progress quite well. Worm, yourself?
Hey, just one for me. Maximus Prime from Saturday. Sat on a hot speed, looked home for all money with 200 to go. Just got nutted. Has drawn a few wide barriers. Not putting it down to for it being defeated because of the wide barriers, but I think if it just draws a nice barrier, it can ease into the forward position. And be 4th or 5th up now. Time to see what it's got, and I think it can win. Cash out, Matty. You got anything?
No, mate. We'll just keep building the portfolio for the spring.
Yes, we will. I'm cashing out on nothing, but I will mention, and it's a positive. Went to the track on Saturday, and it's been a long time that I've seen owners actually enjoy a win, like jumping, yelling. I've never been happy watching it go on. I saw it happen with Bless Her. They ran second and they were high-fiving like they won, shaking the jockey's hand. And I thought, oh, good on them. And then Edison in the last, well, that was a mini plunge because the owners went absolutely ballistic. And then Brett Preble came in with the biggest smile on his face and was just high-fiving anyone he could on the way through. So, good to see. Good to see racing slowly getting back and owners enjoying themselves.
No, it is good to see. And yeah, I'm sure the old man knows a few of those Bless Her owners. So, I can see how they were making a fool of themselves.
They would have been pissed as 10 men, those two sets of owners. But no, it was really good to see. And I'm looking forward to what more we can see. Trial trackers. Got one this week, race 1, number 2 at Flemington, Giga Kick. Has had 2 jump outs and both been excellent. Really taken by its last jump out at Cranbourne. And it did note that it did knuckle at the start, but then raced away to a nice victory. Times were fast. Horse looks to be very talented. I think you've got to take the $2 now. Chuck him in your multis if you think he's a bit short for you because he will easily start at $1.70. Because there's a runner running at Geelong race 2 that's gone pretty much the same as Giga Kick. And if that wins at Geelong, I think this starts at $1.70. Matty's going to kick things off here. Race 6, the benchmark 78 over 1,000 metres.
I am, mate. Just before I get into those observations, have you got the odds there?
Yep, I do. The favourite is Squid Game, number 9 at $2.35. Number 12, Vera Scova Yeah, butchered it. $6. Number 2, Nazarwa, no, $10. Number 8, Miss Dior, $11, $12 plus the rest.
Perfect. Thank you, mate. Look, there will be a lot of speed in this race, which I think is going to be exceptionally important for our favourite being Squid Game, which we'll get to that shortly. But it's definitely going to be a bit different to its last starts, where there wasn't any pace in the race over the 1,000 metres. Flemington down the straight. What are they going to do, Worm? Are they going to split? Are they going to go grandstand slide? They're going to go rail slide? Be interesting to see that, and I'll be interested to get your thoughts a bit later. I suspect they might go grandstand side, rail being out 4 metres by race 6. Might get a little bit of wear and tear. I've got to mention it again, though. The favourite Squid Game. What is it doing in a 1,000-metre race? Put it over 1,100 and it would be winning this. Are we over 1,100 here, or is it over 1,000?
1,000.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What are they doing? Anyway. It's all right, mate. Well, you can have your turn in a sec. Look, mate, the four I do want to talk about in this race, because I don't necessarily think it's a deep race. The 4 I want to speak about, Calcani Royale. Now, moving to Tommy Dabinick, first up, 3 from 3 jump outs. The one down the straight before, it shouldn't be finding a benchmark 78 too hard. It's going to have Joshy Richards on board, so it does get a claim. Concern being inside, I prefer to be closer to the outside. So coming from barrier 2, it might make it a little bit challenging. But at $13, $14, I think it's definitely worth consideration. Varanskova, also first up, and this horse has got a lot of promise. It'll take a sit from the outside, and look, it hasn't raced in a while, so you're going to need to take it on trust. I don't think I can take it at the $6, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see this one not necessarily winning this race, but I think it'll be one that we'll be having a conversation around in races to come. So I think it's got a lot of upside and definitely worth a mention. Well, Mr. Dior, very happy this is racing in Melbourne, and it's been scratched from Sydney. I think it's exceptionally well suited to this race. It's going to take a sit from the wide barrier. Damien Oliver on board, very consistent horse. So I believe it's going to be around the finish. It was a really good blowout up in Sydney first up. I actually took that as a positive. I think it's actually going to drop back a little bit. It found itself on pace on the rail up in Sydney. So I believe second up should definitely suit. So Mr. Dior closest to the grandstand side, taking a sit behind something like Twist of Fury, Sham I Am, Elite Legacy, which are all going to be on pace and all going to be, I believe, heading towards the grandstand side. Mr. Dior, I think it's going to have a very good opportunity to be running these down late, considering the amount of pace that we've got within this race. Now, with the pace in the race, it's also going to give a chance to our favourite Squid Game. Very different, as I mentioned, to when it raced at Caulfield, where there wasn't much speed on within the race. Got way too far back, flashed home, again, over the 1,000 metres. Down the straight, it's not going to have to contend with the corner. It's going to be able to get some cover, as I said, with these horses in front, probably behind like maybe a Lord Domino. It'll have an opportunity. Again, though, at that 220, 230 mark, I'm going to find it very, very hard to be backing it. Can it win? Absolutely, it can win. It's going to have a chance. Well, what I've landed on, though, is I'm going to be playing Miss Dior, and I'm also going to have something very small on Calcani Royale. Now, I think between the two, you can definitely play them from a place and also a small win perspective. Miss Dior, I'll probably be playing that straight out, and I'll probably be playing Calcani Royale for a place. But I believe Miss Dior, suited towards being on the outside, back in the pack with pace on, I can see it really getting an opportunity to run these down late. Worm, your thoughts?
Yep, totally agree how the track will play. It's going to be hard because race one is a 2-year-old race down the straight. They'll come to the rail. So you're not going to
Yep.
get a guide of what's how we're going to how we want the track to play. So it's guessing game, but I think you're on the right money on how it will play. By then, they might want to come down the middle of the track looking for fresher ground. So barrier 13, Misty Ore looks like a good play, especially 1 by 3. I can't go past Squid Game. It owes me from last start. Michaela Lawrence off, Willow on. Is there a bigger upgrade?
They're fickle.
Ah, geez, it's like Miss Adelaide versus Miss Universe upgrade. Like, unbelievable. Um, Straight back into riding on Wednesday, Willow, with a double. Paddy Payne can give Willow all the instructions he wants, but Willow will do what's best for the horse. I reckon he'll camp behind the leaders. He will be right behind them and should be way too good for him. Can I use the M word?
Mate, you certainly can. Please do, because I won't be on board, so it'll make me feel a lot better.
I won't use it. I'll save it for a bigger race, bigger day, and then everyone can pop me for it. But no, I think he's well found. $2.30 at the moment. It's his last chance, or he'll be gone.
Won't surprise me if it wins. Honestly, it won't. Again, it should be racing over 1100 or 1200 for me. And that way, it gets to settle for that little bit longer. And it's got the acceleration over 11 or 1200 meters to run them down very, very quickly. Across the 1000 meters, it doesn't have that same opportunity. And that's the only knock I've got on it here. As you said, it is better than these horses. Calcani Royale is going to be a really interesting one because it's definitely up to the standards of Squid Game. First up, you got to take it on a bit of trust. At those odds, I think you can. Look again, Squid Game. The numbers say it should be winning. Just a couple of question marks for me.
Carney Royale jumped out well. No knocks. It did win 12 months ago down the straight on the same day as I'm Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
So
and Davey Dabinick, he knows what he's doing. So it's a fresh horse to that stable. I can't see it. I can't see him bringing it to Flemington down the straight unless it's got a real red hot crack.
Yep. Yeah, I'd be if any lay punters are out there and you want to lay something win place, I reckon Lord Domino can be laid. Shirley Hunter on board in the city race. No, thank you.
I don't know how much we'll play it, but good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Deserves a crack, but not for me. Guys, moving forward on Sunday, I'll be releasing a podcast most Sunday mornings, releasing a review of the week's racing. I'll be throwing out some horses. We can chuck in our black books from maidens to metros and deep diving into the bigger races, Group 1s, Group 2s. So we can try and find you a future winner. Matty's going to join me from time and time again when he can get time away. But yeah, just something small little show, 20 odd minutes. Try and find a future winner for you because I think there's plenty of them out there. And I reckon I found 2 already out of maiden grade. So stay tuned Sunday morning, hungover or not hungover. Should be a ripper of a show. Race 7 I'm doing. It's the race 7. I've called it the Kiramar Dave Eustace handicap over 2,000 metres. Once you look at the field, you'll know why I've done it. The odds we've got here. We've got the favourite here, Mancayan at $4.60. Number 11, Blue Cup, $5. Number 9, He's a Shocker, $5. Number 4, Diagla, $6. 3, Impretation, butchered it, $7. Number 10, Herman Hesse, $10. And High Emotion, $21, plus the rest. First thing I noted that 6 runners from the Mar and Eustace stable out of the 13 runners. So they've taken a note out of the Chris Waller book and just stacked them. This race, you can easily have 2 to 3 bets, I reckon, in this race. You can tie a few form lines into each other and you can take advantage of some good prices, I reckon. I'll kick things off with the main bet of the race, and that's number 4, Diaglia. was a huge run last start. Never looked like the winner. Just kept finding the line. Sat last. Equal with it was number 9. He's a shocker. So there's going to be a form line coming shortly. But barrier 3 on Saturday, Billy Egan can sit a lot closer. It doesn't have to sit last like it did last start. No worse than midfield, and probably going to be very hard to beat. The other one I'm keen on is I can't believe the price of number 12 here, Kips. We now know it doesn't handle the heavy tracks. So if this track's on the improve, go and have 1x3 on this because it can win. Go and watch its last start. Oh, sorry. Go and watch its first start when it was in Oz. So it was a couple of weeks ago. It was a massive run. Was on the inside, got shuffled back, slow tempo. Then on the inside, it was out the back last. Had to go right around him when cornering and just kept finding the line. The winner was He's a Shocker. He's a Shocker. Got the perfect run that day where Kips was doing more work. Barrier 2, I'm hoping Harry Coffey can sit just a little bit closer and can give this horse a winning chance. If it's heavy, don't touch it. We saw what happened last start on the heavy track. Doesn't like him, but I feel that this track will be on the improve. The other one I want to mention is number 10 here, Herman Hesse. He didn't lead first up on an unsuitable distance, was tight and faroomed in the straight, and once clear was grinding away. Liked its return, should find the lead here from the outside barrier and might be hard to run down if near fitness. Found the lead a few times last prep and I thought it went super. Might have been a bit of money munching too. I'm interested in 2 runners also to see how they've come back this prep. That's number 3, Interpretation. Whippy. He's had 2 jump outs, both were super, but 2000 might be just a touch short for him, and I think he has bigger goals in the spring. Also, number 8, High Emotion, nice jump outs. A few preps ago, it looked like a group horse in the making. Then last prep looked a bit awkward from the trainer. Don't think they knew what they were doing. Running on good tracks when I think soft is more up its alley. So if she can find a soft track this prep, I'll be keen to keep an eye on her moving forward as the jump outs were good. But back to the main 3 that I was talking about here. If I had $100 to spend, I'd be playing Diagla here, $70 at $5.50. Number 10, Herman Hesse at $20 at $10 the win. And number 12, Kips, $10 the win at 26s. But if you're looking for one tip, no surprise, we're going on Diagula. Matty.
Very nice, Worm. Look, sometimes we are hard to interpret, so completely understand the miss on that one. But in terms of a couple of these, look, it's a completely open race, but I think you assessed it really well. Thoughts on He's a Shocker with Jamie Carr on board?
Yeah, there's no knock whatsoever. It's been really good prep. Won first up, beaten Lyrical Lad. He's gone on well since. Then 3rd to Mancayon on a heavy 9. And then Caulfield, he was sitting 6th or 7th with Diagla, who was last. He looked like the winner with 100 to go, and just it's like he ran out of condition or he just had enough. So that's why I can't be with it. When I was taught young age, Mick Price always had him firing first up, and when I see this horse has won first up, I'm worried it might be just on its way down. So yeah, I just can't. I can't dive in at the $5. I'd rather take Diaglia at $5 with a better barrier.
And the other one was just Blue Cup as well. John McNeil on board with so many of Mara Hughes' horses within this race. Interesting it's landed on this one. I don't know whether it's necessarily for this race or this might just be a bit of a warm up for it. Obviously coming from barrier 12, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, coming out of the same Lyrical Lad race, Chief Altoni was 2nd. Herman Hesse was in that race. Yeah, great run first up. Really good, liked it. But what Herman Hesse I like more is Herman Hesse was just squeezed, put couldn't really get out, where Blue Cup was last, went through the gears, didn't beat Herman Hess by a long way. Just, okay, they're both going to be better conditioned, but barrier 12, 2,000 metres Flemington, do they want to sit 3 wide second up in midfield? I don't think so. I think they're going to be near last and just going through the gears, where the 3 I've gone with are going to be up on speed, making every post a winner, I reckon.
No,
There's no knock.
If you
like it, go for it. But if you said $5 Blue Cup, $10 Herman Hess, they both finished within a length of each other, I'm taking Herman Hess.
Yep. No, fair enough too. Look, a good push for Aguilar there. I think it's definitely one to land on.
I'll also mention Mancini. It is favourite. 60 kilos is a huge ask, especially against a few of these that are on the minimum, or 56 kilos. Yeah, heavy 9, good win last start against he's a shocker. So clearly Mancini deserves to be favourite, but third up, 60 kilos. Matty Cartwright on board. Why would only claiming 1.5? That's not enough to be claiming, I don't reckon. So no knock for me, but I just can't dive in at that price either.
Very good.
Yeah, what's up, guys? So as you know, I've opened it up. So if you want to come in, get my tips, get my thoughts, Victorian meetings, DM me for more info. This week, there's been a few of the community put out golf tips, and we're on Scotty Scheffler and Cam Smith in the British Open. They're the main plays from the community. So people are popping up everywhere and anywhere to just put out their thoughts, which is all good. So come join. Spring's around the corner. There's going to be plenty of more winners, and I think there's someone that's posted a multi, got the first leg in an overseas race last night, and now they're banking on 2 tips at Geelong to Lob to win $3,000. Now, share your bets. Everyone jumps on. It's a pretty good ride, punters. So DM me.
It's a very interesting group. There's a lot of educated punters out there, which you don't always get. It's a lot of winners being posted, especially from a multi perspective. So it's a nice little community you've set up there.
Yeah, wait till spring comes around and watch how many multis are going to be flying and how many tips are going to be flying yeah. But yeah, come and join.
You can when do we start the futures?
Yeah. Hey, futures. I sent one some info on a futures bet today. Cox plate. Can't wait. Around the grounds, Matty. What are you doing?
Yeah, sticking with Flemington, race 4. We're going to be going with Jamie Carr on board through Irish Eyes. Second in Brisbane Cup, comes back down to Melbourne. Look, that Brisbane Cup ride, I wasn't a massive fan of it. Got to the lead really early with about 300, 250 to go, and was grinding out quite nicely. And then looked like it hit a brick wall for about 20 metres and then got going again and just got done on the line. So with Jamie on board, I see it being a good step above the rest of the field here. So definitely quite keen on through Irish Eyes.
Yeah, form leads really well with Point Nepean, Andrew Ramsden. Brisbane Cup. It just looked home and then it just started wobbling down the straight. Back to Melbourne way, which is good.
I think so. And look, as long as it doesn't get too wet. But I'm banking on it being no worse than a soft 7.
Yep, agree. Hopefully it gets better and better. Me, I'm going to go to Pakenham on a Sunday. The jumps meeting there, all jumps. No spoiler alert here on the price here, guys. Race 2, number 2, Stern Idol. It's short. It's $1.80, but you can chuck it in multi for a Sunday because it will be winning. Won by 27 lengths last start at Warrnambool. Yes, that's right, 27 lengths. The ride was 11 out of 10. If you got a spare 5 minutes, go and watch it because this kid put them to the sword in the first 1,000 metres. It was so good to watch. He stays on board, claiming 3 kilos. And if he rides it like last start, it will be another space job. That's Pakenham, race 2, number 2, Stearns Idol. All right, the award-winning multi-time. I'll go Giga Kick the win in race 1, and I'll chuck in Aguilar the place. Oh, Matty?
Sorry, mate. You just cut out there. Back on me.
Yeah, Giga Kick the win, race 1, Flemington, and Diagler the place, race 7, and you're going with?
Sorry, mate. We'll go Misty All Place. So paying the $11, so I think you'll be able to get about $3.30, $3.50 the place there. And Through Irish Eyes will be going the win around about $2.60 at the moment.
Oh, that's $36. So that is a good one. I think I can smell a bit of a consistent run here, guys. Pineapple of the week, Matty.
Back to me. Thank you, Worm. Mate, no surprises. There's not a whole lot of tips floating around. Look, there's some nice races up in Sydney, but I don't see too many standouts up there. So some interesting quarter league races up in Sydney to keep an eye on for the future. But the one we've landed on this week, Worm, race 4, Jamie Carr, Through Irish Eyes. And that will be handing the pineapple back to me next week, Worm.
Hopefully, I never want to see it again.
Good.
I'd probably get black caviar beat at the moment.
You're on buffering, weren't you?
No, that was someone else. Yeah, that's all, guys. We'll be back next week with, I reckon it's Bletchley Stakes Day, or is it Moonee Valley? I can't remember. But
Wait, no, Moonee Valley's not for a couple of weeks.
okay, there you go. Straight from the horse's mouth, that one. So thank you for listening, guys. Hopefully we found you a few winners, a bit of value there this week. As I said, DM me to join in. I reckon we've got a certainty on Geelong tomorrow, race 2. So don't miss out on that one. Thanks for listening. Hope you fill your pockets up. More importantly, we hope we filled your pockets up. And we've just got a special announcement at the end from our favourite mate. Matty, have a great weekend.
Likewise, Worm. Giddy up.
Giddy up.
I'm not a good person, but it just goes to show that good things do happen to bad people. So anyone out there who's up against the wall, fucking stick to it. Every cent you got, your rent, your electricity bill, if you're going to buy your missus a ring, don't fucking do it. Keep punting. Keep fucking punting.